moving away from your nutritious values and the things that you should be consuming, one of the things that we consumed a lot last year were complaints. Or was complaints. A lot of complaints came through last year. Some of them made it to this dial, some to other dials, some on the pages of newspapers across the country, others on the streets of social media. That will be Instagram and X in particular, where if you be paying very close attention, right, the PROs, that's the public relations officers of many of the state police or departments, right, have taken to in a bid to revamp and to, as it were, redress the image, the rather poor image that the Nigerian police has had over the decades. In particular, the past decade and a half. Because in the past decade and a half, we saw some of the very worst in policing here in Nigeria. All culminating in the hashtag #EndSARS protest that led to the disbandment of that particular group. Now, that group has been disbanded. Unfortunately, the activities of some of the Nigerian police officers have not greatly improved. There have been improvements. We've seen police officers being court-martialed, going through all the room trials. We've seen them being publicly shamed. We've seen promotions being done. We've seen the issue of the police structure trying to be arranged. Talking about if they should get pensions, the PSA, and all those stuff. So a lot of things have been going on, particularly in the past 5 years. However, there are still a plethora of complaints. My question this morning is, for us here in particular, because we don't seem to get the kind of complaints that our cousins and our neighbors have in Abuja or in Nasarawa, but here in the Niger Delta, Port Harcourt, Bayelsa, Warri, Imo, and Aba in particular, there are a lot of complaints. Now, we have a new CP in River State talking about Olubenga Adepoju, CP Adepoju, who is the immediate past Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the operation, said under his watch, River State will experience increased crime fighting. It seems a bit more of the same, but let's hear from him.
My key focus areas in achieving my aim in ensuring that there is security for all, that Rivers people will sleep with their two eyes closed. Before I've been the DC operation, I have what it takes to keep the command safe, and that I will do. My key focus areas include and not limited to strengthen intelligence gathering. We will work with members of the community, traditional rulers, security agencies, and proactively prevent crime. The community and public engagement will be employed. We will work with the community. We will police them the way they want to be policed.
So, you heard that. Now, he further said that the command under his control will ensure, and this is the big one for us, zero tolerance for human rights abuses. That's what he said. I didn't say it. He said it.
Addressing land grabbing issue, it has been a menace in the command. There have been a lot of complaint about land grabbing. So we'll look decisively into that. I'll work with our legal teams and ensure that before any execution or land issue is being raised for any reason, we will try and put more attention and efforts to ensure that nobody's right is being infringed as far as land matter is concerned. Though it's a civil matter, but we'll ensure if we have to partake in any court execution order, look at it critically and ensure that there's fairness before any enforcement is being done.
Fairness is always going to be the best thing. Nobody wants to have land grab issues or you infringe on my fundamental human right to stay where I am. Don't do this, don't do that. Fine, well and good. Now, for all of these things to come through, Rivers people in particular want certain things to stop. Chief among which is CP Adepoju. Just in case they haven't told you, right? Please, let me be the bearer of information for you, and we'll open the phone lines very shortly. You see, some of the men under your command now, right, have been reported, recorded, and they've been seen, they have been interacted with, they've been engaged with several times in River State, extorting so much money and with so much impunity that the question has to be asked of the days who are under your command, if they bet this fundamental human rights violation, right? Remove which that the police has a duty to carry out stop and searches. And I don't think any well-meaning Rivers person, is against stop and searches. However, there have been far too many cases, far too many reports, of police officers in quotes, raiding residences of young people, accusing them of being fraudsters without no evidence whatsoever. Nothing as remotely relating or resembling an arrest warrant, right, or a court order has ever been carried out, or not. Let me say ever. Usually, is not carried out before these young men are whisked away from their apartments. But then, the most obvious crime committed in Port Harcourt is the extortion by your men. We can't say that they are not your men. We cannot say they don't belong to Nigerian police because we see them in their uniforms every day. As early as 5:30, they have been recorded extorting money from bus drivers, tricycle riders, and as late as 8 or 9 p.m. So much so that this broadcaster has had to interview some people, and there is, interestingly, a seemingly very, congenial, handshake between some members of your command and the various gangs, the various groups, the various road transport organizations and groups, or whatever they want to call themselves these days, along the roads, or rather on the roads of Port Harcourt, the streets. It's a very lengthy introduction, great sir, and I do hope with your wishes, to have a better policing structure in River State, that those who are, as it were, your eyes and ears can bring this message to you, because very shortly, when our commercials are done, I will open the phone lines for the residents of Port Harcourt to give you their 2 kobo on this matter. Don't forget, dear residents of Port Harcourt, the question before us this morning is this: what measures would you expect, do you expect, that will help about another 45 seconds. Please, as always, turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. If you didn't see or hear, we would like to encourage you not to make mention of it. Very importantly, please keep your conversations civil. Now, this is a very pressing matter, and it's one of those things a lot of people have said, we've been talking about for years, no improvement. And that exactly is the reason why we should continue, because whatever progresses that we have had so far, though minimal, have come because people like you, and you have kept the conversations alive and have kept talking and have kept on proffering the best solutions, or may I say better solutions for the conversation. Now, the numbers to call 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Our WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
Numbers are good, they are live, and so are we. 92.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Good morning.
Good morning, please.
My name is James.
Good morning, James. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year to you.
From D-Line.
Welcome, James from D-Line. Go on, please.
Okay. I don't know what else we can say about police high-handedness in Nigeria.
Oh, well,
but River State,
yes, particularly River State.
Yes. You see, when you see people who carry arms and threaten people to give them money, what I think should be done is, if such persons are caught red-handed, they should be charged for armed robbery, because it's armed robbery. See, we call it police brutality, we call it police extortion. It's armed robbery. If you carry a gun and threaten me and I give you money, it is armed robbery. If they were not in police uniform, what would you call it? Civil extortion? It's armed robbery. So they should be charged for robbery when they are dismissed from the police, to discourage them. That's all.
Okay, all right, James. That seems to be a very strong response to that. All right, we have Walter in Rukbaku. Walter, good morning. Oh dear. Apologies, Walter. Please do call back. All right, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. All right, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. All right, that's where you find us on WhatsApp and on Telegram. So, very simple question for us this morning, as Pataka, but it has a lot of weight with it. So, what measures, what exactly do you think would be done to get us to have a reduction in the complaints that Pataka people in particular have of the Nigerian police here in the state? Walter is on the line from Rupaku. Walter, good morning to you, please.
Yes, Joe.
Good morning.
Good morning. Listen, when you talk of police to stop all those actions they are doing, you see, my people say a rat in the house showed the outside one that is fish in the kitchen or inside the room. Police is you are just like you and me. Even though they wear uniform and have arms, they are human beings like you. They do their work.
How does the police get to have share in land disputes?
That is it of land grabbers. You have sold your own. Maybe I kept my own. Tomorrow, because you have bigger, you come and enter my own. Before you know it, good. there are things happening, and that's one of the things the governor of this state will stand up to see what he can do to stop this land grabbing. That be wrapped now, as I'm telling you.
Okay.
Even though I'm talking on air, I'm supposed not to talk, but something has gingered me to talk. So police, they have no issue. It is we, including the traditional rulers. They will see white. They will say black.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, my brother. We are the issue to our problems. We don't disturb police. Police can on the road, they collect money. That's why it's normal, and it is not mandatory that if you have particulars, all your driver's license, everything is complete in your. Why are you giving money? Unless on you want to, give them money. So now, police have no issue. It is we that is causing the problem that is happening to us.
All right. Walter,
thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. We have Zion on the line from GRA, and I get to read your messages right after Zion's comments. Good morning to you, Zion. Welcome, please.
Jude, good morning.
Welcome.
Happy New
Week. Happy New Year. Work has started.
Everything.
Work has
started.
Yes,
exactly.
Good morning.
At the office, everybody's busy now, up and down. Sorry, sir. Can you react that question?
Thank you very much. For the benefit of those who probably are just joining us, the question is, what measures would reduce the complaints of police against police officers in Port Harcourt? We have a new CP Adepoju. He said he has zero tolerance for police brutality and all those kind of things. He wants to tackle it.
I followed the discourse from the beginning, but I asked you to react the question again. The will sink down. That's why it's bad. Nothing you can do to change that. Nothing. The day the person decides that from today I will be a good son, I want to be a good child. If you say what measure can we put in place, if you like complain, you are complaining on your own. We have seen situations, some of them committed crime here in River State. We will try to complain. They transfer the person to northern state of Nigeria. We don't know where they come from. We have seen situations here. They are not our boys. They are not our men. So what can you complain now? What are you complaining? What measure do you want to put in place? See, it's time to challenge anywhere. Not one is good inside in that organization. Not one. Not one. If one is good, bring that person out for me. Let me ask him questions. We are talking about a body enacted by the act of the parliament that have been given a civic responsibility to fight crime, to ameliorate pains of injustice, to promote law and order. This same person is the one carrying out such an activity, and you say you want to stop him? Where I work, by the grace of God, there are cameras everywhere.
Okay.
And one of our staff did something wrong. Normally, staffs are not permitted to tamper with files. I'm just bringing this out for an elucidation of the discourse. This lady came as early as whatever time, asked all the cleaners to leave, and brought the file on top for the director to attend to.
Oh, interesting.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, I think I understand.
And the director particularly knew that this file should not be attended to because there are others on the queue. And even the date does not correspond. Who did this? Everybody denied. Please, ICT, come over. Go and find out who did this. Security, everybody, and they saw the lady did. You know what the company did? They sacked the lady immediately.
Whoa. No.
Immediately.
No query.
No questioning, no nothing, nobody. If you like beg Gorish Abuja, nobody will answer you.
Really?
That's the organization operates. From that day, nobody tempered that kind of a crime. In fact, even when cleaners are cleaning, they are careful because cameras are watching. Now, how come you are telling me if an organization of this magnitude can carry out an operation to checkmate their staffs and their workers, then a police that carries guns, that protect officials, They call some of them SPU, Special Protection Unit. The life of people are in your hands. You are careless in violating them. How many police commissioner, police IG don't make statements? You were here when one of them told me and you, video us, snap us.
Yes.
And somebody
that was 2 years ago.
Okay. Somebody went and videoed them at a lingo here. They beat this guy. He's all black and blue. He paid 50,000 to bail himself. They smashed his phone. The commissioner of police that made that comment could not even come out and defend the boy. And you are telling me they are good.
Zion, whilst your views, I think, are probably shared by a lot of people, let's be honest. Last year, there were very many, right? At least those reports that came to this particular dial that we interviewed, there were at least 6 success stories from the Nigerian police. Robberies foiled, kidnappers who were curtailed, who were rescued, victims who were rescued, and also, disorders that were quelled as well within the state. These are some of the progresses that you probably have witnessed in the past year. Are you saying that those things should not be built upon? Hello, Zion. Oh dear. All right, so let's leave Mr. Zion and let's get to you on WhatsApp. 089-030-6416, 089-030-6416. It is my honest opinion, or rather wish, desire, that the new CP, I'm sure he's probably been intimated with where he can get information from, who to listen to, and he should know, I expect he should know that Port Harcourt people in particular are very vocal these days. There's so many radio stations, there's so many television stations, social media is pretty agog these days with activities and reports. So I think he has a very good feed, and a way to feel the pulse of the state. And I honestly do hope maybe one of these days we can get him in the studio here with us, to answer and as it were, improve the image of the Nigerian police here in Port Harcourt. There are image makers everywhere, but more importantly, it would be good to get somebody of that caliber here. Now, good morning, Jude. Please, I believe that the governor should be very careful with this new CP. Remember, he was a DC operation when Governor was attacked the day the old assembly house, was engulfed by fire. What did he do? Nothing. So promoting him to CP and posting him to River State is a reward for his hard work. Then the governor hosted gala night at the government house days back. Was he there? No. So the answer for me is that he's on a mission, but God is watching. Emmanuel from Port Harcourt. Conjecture, Emmanuel. They always assign them. They keep rotating them. Dakuku is on the line from HA. Dakuku, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Nigeriainfo. Good morning, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Dakuku.
Dakuku from Akwa.
Thank you for calling, Dakuku. So, what do you think?
Hello?
Yes, go on. Let me hear you.
Let me go for what you're talking about, duty and other things, police in River State. I hope.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Dakuku.
So let me tell you, the only thing that concerns police in River State, police don't even know whether it's in River State where Nigerian police play politics in River State. Whenever they have an opposition, listen, Nigerian police in River State are not performing well. I'm just telling the truth. It was last time the former commissioner made a little attempt. Mesna River State was being camped. The rate of kidnapping and other things was not increasing that way. If I'm urging this new commissioner of police to work with the governor to make sure that he captures him. But looking for Abuja politicians, that will make him to lose a lot in River State. He will not capture the security in River State. It will be considered River State is going to be the worst. I'm just telling the truth.
Okay, all right, Dakuku, thank you very much. Before we veer too far, but yes, work with the governor, see what you can do. The governor last year, through the government of River State, gave. I'm sure you've been seeing those vehicles on the streets of Port Harcourt. A lot of vehicles, to the River State Police Command. Toyota Sienna mini buses. hundreds of them, let's say scores of them. The exact number is not in front of me right now. I should get that. But at least I remember that reports, and then the pictures and the videos. There were scores of these vehicles, and then there were also scores of smaller patrol vehicles, Toyota Corollas and the like. So all of that, should and maybe did help in the policing of the state, talking about, going around, on patrols and things like that. And I think it was a very good sign. That's how, the government and this arm of government, talking about the police, should work. America Monday from Mupata Kingdom says, the only way to cooperate with the police, the only way is to cooperate with the police when they're embarking on stop and search operations, as the River State Police Command CP has promised to discipline any erring police personnel who fails to obey the rules of engagement. Thank you. Oh, okay, all right. Good morning. Please, the change of CPs across the country is just routine and can't or won't even bring about any real changes. They just keep recycling these fellows. As for the guy that called the collection of money by armed policemen armed robbery, he's totally right. We should begin to call these things what they are. If the same thing they do is done by armed non-state actors, what would it? We need to enhance the rationalization. That's a very interesting comment. I think it was the first caller, James, who said that, look, we should stop calling it extortion. That someone is with a gun. He stops you. He tells you, give me money. If you don't give me money, I will put you aside. You are compelled to give that person money. And because you have done so, it is armed robbery. At least that's going by logic, right? So I don't know. All right, Joe, good morning. I don't think any police is good. And if it says that some are good, then they should start reporting, punishing, prosecuting. And then I will believe that some of them are good. Again, Jude, the things you mentioned that the police performed last year, those are the responsibility not being good. J-Mo. Now, once again, J-Mo, thank you very much. But let me also remind you that some policemen last year were reported. They were prosecuted. Remember, there was that big case that got up to the national level of those police officers who, took somebody here in River State, drove them around. I think they eventually got to Yenegua, extorted some money from them, forced them to disclose their personal bank details and stuff like that, use POS. So, yeah, it was very well documented and it was treated, and those police have been dismissed. So, if that's what you were waiting for, let me be the first to remind you, or at least alert you, that it has happened. So there is some reform. Adolphus on WhatsApp. I'll get to Facebook very shortly. Good morning. The arrival of the new police commissioner is welcome and commendable. Let the new police commissioner keep away from partisanship and corruption, but be neutral, professional, and thorough in the exercise of his duties to restore peace for the protection of our democracy and development of River State. The posting of the new CP is not an avenue to promote or align with the ongoing police extortion or conspire against River's interests or to oppress the less privileged communities. Police Commissioner, people like you. Adolphus Joel from Degema with that comment. Facebook and X at Nigeriainfo, PH at Nigeriainfo, PH. 9.3, good morning, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, welcome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, please.
Yes, Jude, if we really, Nigerian government really wants to ensure that the police is being really sanitized, I think it should start from the top. Now, Jude, drive down and ask an average police officer, when are you taking your salary? He doesn't know. What is your housing allowance? Where is your medical allowance? He does not have idea. And he doesn't have any idea. And look at them, sending them to company, to private individuals. There is a money being paid. Who is taking that money? money. That money is not going to that man that is going for that gas. Who is taking that money? So look, them going outside, they are now feeling that their gas are doing them. So they will also do the motorists or the public. That is what we are experiencing. If the IG or Commissioner of Police really want a good officer, let him give them whatever that is accrued to them. From there, we can now start that, look, these officers, you have been paid, all your benefit is being given to you. They've been put into contributing pension. And since the officers, the rank and file, they've been shouting, please remove us from this contributing pension. The IG and his DIG's AIG, they keep mute over it. So let us start from there. And if that area is being sanitized, I think the men on the street, they will also watch their back. That's my take. I remain Chief Comrade. I am Braid.
Well, thank you very much, Braid, for speaking to us. Facebook and X at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH. Young Preacher says human rights are being abused, especially the police officers. As long as human beings are in Nigeria aren't regarded, forever there will be unrest and breakdown of law and order. Well, back to the phone lines. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003. WhatsApp is 08090306416, 08090306416. Jude, please, how much is the average salary of the police here in Nigeria? I don't know how much they'll pay. I don't know if it's the same they pay across board, but I'm sure you can find that out. I think some of these policemen are better paid than some of the boys that they are even disturbing on the streets. Some of you who are listening to me, who are listening to this show, apparently earn less than some police officer, even those DPOs. And if you and I, Jude, are not committing crime, are not infringing on people's rights or their privileges, why then should these people do the same? That's a very good question. And I think that's a statement of fact. Some police officers earn more than some of you who are listening to us. At least I'm very sure the DPO on IPO, for example, will probably earn more in terms of monthly salary than the sales boy at a supermarket. But yet the sales boys, some of them have children. Israel is on the line from Ahoda. Israel, good morning to you. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. I can hear you. Welcome, please.
Israel from.
Welcome, Israel. Go on, please.
Yeah.
Hello.
The new commissioner of police, he should focus his attention for those his men that they are working on the road.
His men on the road are collecting money. Is that what you just said? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, dear Israel, I'm sorry. That line is not very clear. I must apologize. Okay, all right. Jude, until large numbers of them are being properly punished, they will not stop. Until then, because the ones being punished, they're still low. That's why they're still doing that. That's whatever it is that they are doing. Which, interestingly, some of the rivers people have been speaking to us this morning, who have sent us messages, are no longer calling extortion. They are saying it is armed robbery. CP Adekwaju, please, this is for your perusal. It's no longer called extortion. At least the correspondents we've listened to this morning, the respondents rather, that we've listened to this morning, and the text message that we've read this morning seem to say that. When someone with a gun, with a knife, a machete, asks you, give me money or else, that's robbery. So for all intents and purposes, a lot of the people who are in the uniform for the Nigerian police, have engaged in armed robbery. And interestingly, I know some of them. I've not seen them doing that though, but I know some policemen. So maybe these will help. CPA Adegbaju, over to you. We'll take a break. We have the news coming up by 10 o'clock. After that, first Jude's Corner for the week. And oh boy, do I have something up my sleeve that I need to get off? I need to straighten them so my cuffs can be clean. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Port Harcourt. We return.